If you feel like your failures define you, it's time to change that story. Because here's the truth: everyone wants success, but most people are running from the one thing that actually leads to it: failure. We are taught to avoid failure, hide it, feel ashamed of it. But what if I told you that failure is not your enemy? It's your greatest teacher, your launch pad, your turning point. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to completely rewire the way you look at failure, and more importantly, how to use it to fuel your next big success. I'll also share some personal insights from my own journey, where failure looked like the end, but turned out to be the best thing that ever happened. Anjana here, and welcome back to this space dedicated to all our growth and joy. Our video will be structured around this, that is the approach by which we will look at this failure and success, and we will go in detail through all what entails that approach, and we'll go through the attitude that is required towards failure and success, and we'll also feature the conflict between never give up and letting go, and we'll have the final word. So let's begin. I've devised a 3-step approach which will take you from failure to success because it worked for me and it's conceptualized from my own experiences. It's the triple I approach, that is, identify, improve, implement. Identifying what went wrong, what was the root cause for the failure, improving it once you identify, it can be a skill, a product, an approach, anything. And finally, implementing the improvised idea or skill or a version of a product. We'll go through it one by one in detail. Number 1, identifying the root cause of your setback is the first step in your journey to success. You can't fix what you haven't understood. Before you can rise from a failure, you have to be brutally honest about what caused it. This step isn't about blame, it's about clarity. Let's look at some techniques to identify clearly. 1. Failure debrief journaling. Sit down and write about the failure in full detail. What happened? What did you expect to happen? Where was the disconnect? Use prompts like what went wrong specifically. Was it a lack of effort, knowledge, timing, or planning? Did I have unrealistic expectations? Second technique is the 5 whys techniques. 5 whys techniques. Ask why 5 times to get to the root cause. Example, why did the project fail? Because I missed the deadline. Why did I miss the deadline? Because I underestimated the work. Why did I underestimate it? Because I didn't research properly, and so on. Technique 3 is seek external feedback. If your failure involved a team, audience, or clients, ask them directly for constructive feedback. What didn't work for them? And finally would be mindset audit. Check your beliefs at the time. Were you confident, doubtful, afraid? Often our inner mindset sabotages the external outcomes. When I began looking at my failures this way, I saw patterns. I wasn't failing because I wasn't good. I was failing because I didn't plan thoroughly, or I was avoiding uncomfortable truths. That clarity alone changed everything. I'm sure when you correctly apply these techniques, you will be able to identify what went wrong in detail, so that the first step of our approach has completed. Every failure leaves clues. Your job is to upgrade. Now that you've identified the clues and what went wrong, it's a time to close the gap. We have to work on the missing links. This is your transformation zone. Let's look at the techniques to improve smartly. Number 1, skill audit and upskilling plan. List the key skills you need for your goal to be accomplished. Mark which ones you lacked. Then choose 1 to 2 to work on first using online courses, YouTube, books, or mentorship. For example, if your failure was due to poor communication, take a public speaking or writing course. Second technique is mindset reprogramming. Use affirmations, visualizations, and mirror work to strengthen the mindset needed for success. Affirmations like, I learn fast and rise stronger, or my past does not define my potential, I am confident, and many more. You can use it on a regular basis. Technique 3 is research and rework. If it's a product or project, rework your plan to overcome or amend the errors you've identified. It might take time, but it's definitely worth it. And finally, add expertise. Sometimes the need would be to bring someone on board with a specific expertise to fill the gaps of the project. There's no point in holding on to your ego or money at these times because both will not help you solve your problems. Only the right expert would, only the right expertise would. So go ahead and make that call and inquiry and start your improvement journey. I realized that one of my early failures here in this channel wasn't because of the idea. It was because I lacked the confidence on camera and I didn't communicate well, though I was super confident on a live stage. When I improved my camera skills and practiced speaking on it regularly, the same idea found success. And I am a work in progress and I keep improving with every video here. The third I of the triple I approach is implementation. Improvement without action is like fuel stored in a tank, powerful but going nowhere. This is a step where success begins to show. Your growth doesn't count unless you use it. You have to act with alignment and courage. The techniques to implement powerfully all what you've identified and improved is: number 1, micro action plan. Break down the improved version of your idea or project into small, manageable steps. Use the 2-minute rule to get started. What's the smallest next step I can take right now? And then take that step. Second is 90-day execution window. Give yourself 90 days to reattempt your goal with all improvements applied. Track your progress weekly. Adjust without giving up. Thirdly, time block for execution. Dedicate fixed hours daily or weekly to implementing your improved idea. Consistency is what builds momentum. Make sure you do it in those hours to create a habit. Also, embrace feedback, not perfection. Release the need to get it perfect on your first try. Focus on learning, tweaking, and progressing. Implement, evaluate, improve again. It's a loop. Use the done is better than perfect mindset. Many people fail again simply because they overthink and never act. Action, even imperfect, creates results. So if you have done the identification and improvement enough for now, just implement and we'll take it on from there. The first time I implemented a revised plan with proper preparation and clarity, it still wasn't flawless. But this time I saw some movement. And with each implementation, I became better, faster, and more confident. That's how success built itself from failure. Now let's talk about why attitude is everything in every stage. Your attitude is the invisible force guiding you through every step of this journey from failure to success. When you're identifying what went wrong, you need honesty without ego and self-compassion without denial. And that takes humility. In the improvement stage, attitude shows up as a willingness to learn, to grow, and to admit that you don't have all the answers yet. And that's okay. And when it's time to implement, your attitude becomes your fuel. Do you act with fear and hesitation or with courage and belief in your growth? Even the best strategy can fail if your mindset is rooted in self-doubt, comparison, or blame. But the right attitude, one of self-awareness, resilience, and faith, can turn even a small step into a giant leap forward. It's not just what you do, it's a spirit with which you do it. And now it's time for discussing that conflict between never giving up and letting go. See, this is the spiritual side of failure. I've shared so much about turning your failures to success, but I have to say this too. Not every failure is meant to be pushed through. Sometimes failure is not a block. It's a redirect. This is where we need to look beyond effort and into alignment. The world often says never give up. And while persistence is powerful, blind persistence can keep us stuck in what was never meant for us. If you have tried again and again with full sincerity, you have identified, improved, implemented, and yet something just doesn't feel right, it might be life's way of saying, this door isn't yours. And that's not defeat. That's spiritual maturity. Learning to let go is not the same as giving up. Letting go is an act of wisdom, a quiet knowing that your energy is better used elsewhere. When you release what isn't meant for you, you make space for what is. Some failures are not setbacks, they are setups for redirection. Listen, reflect, trust. Sometimes the most powerful move is surrender, and which is why I have the exact video here for you on surrender. You can watch it later. So, if it's a temporary halt or a redirection, failure is just not the end. It's the very beginning of something meaningful. If you're in the middle of a setback right now, I want you to know this. You are not broken. You're being built. The triple I approach, identify, improve, implement, is not just a formula, it's a mindset shift. Pair it with the right attitude and you'll be unstoppable. But also learn to listen sometimes. Failure is your inner wisdom or the universe guiding you to a better path. The key is to stay aware, stay open, and stay intentional. Your journey may not be linear, but every step, even the messy ones, holds value. So keep learning, keep showing up, and most of all, keep trusting that success is not something you chase, it's something you grow into. If this video spoke to you, share one failure that taught you something important. I'd love to hear your story in the comments, and if you're on a journey of growth, mindset shifts, or spiritual alignment, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me here in this channel for more content that speaks to your inner transformation. The video on surrender that I spoke about earlier is pinned right here. You can watch it now. Thank you and peace.